Well, Deb Murphy filed this story for Sierra Wave Media. Any big city transplant who wondered how they ended up in a 100-mile stretch of high desert without a Trader Joe's needed to attend the official 150th birthday bash for Inyo County. This was held Tuesday on the steps of the Inyo County Courthouse in Independence. Now, where else could you find the history, the beauty, the warmth, the humor and class than on the front lawn of the county courthouse, the air filled with a stiff breeze and the dulcet tones of the Lone Pine Pep Band. It was a grand party organized by David Woodruff, Mary Roper, Roberta Harlan, John Klusmeyer, Nancy Masters, Richard Benson, and Kevin Caruncio. The guest list was impressive, ranging from John K. Smith, Inyo's administrator from 1948 to 1981, to neighboring county supervisors, as well as 26th District Assemblyman Devin Mathis and a representative from Congressman Paul Cook's office. The front walk and lawn was crowded with Inyo County staff, environmentalists, ranchers, families, folks in period costumes, former supervisors, and representatives from China Lake Naval Weapons Center and Death Valley National Park. Now, following opening remarks by Inyo County Board of Supervisors Chairman Jeff Griffiths and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Smith, David Woodruff started the trip down history lane in the person of Bill Chalfant, editor, owner, publisher of the Inyo Register. David Woodruff stayed convincingly in character through the 4-hour party and pie social. The only giveaway was his digital camera. Judge Dean Stout provided a detailed history of the county courthouse. The one he was standing in front of is the fourth, following the demise of the first three. For its time, Inyo Courthouse was a shining example of fireproof technology. Now, following remarks from visiting dignitaries, Greg James provided a full history of Inyo County and water, starting with the series of irrigation ditches built by the by the Paiute tribes long before the white settlers showed up, and ending with the tangled legal battles with the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. Greg James served as the Inyo County Water Department Director through the development of the long-term water agreement and subsequent memorandum of understanding, and still serves as legal consultant to the county. Now, the final featured speaker, Rob Pierce, grandson of A.A. Brearley, related more personal tales of growing up in the valley. Brearley served Inyo County in a variety of positions, from sheriff to school superintendent to surveyor, for 65 years, in addition to running cattle. He retired at the age of 85. Pierce would visit his grandfather's office, flying paper airplanes out of his courthouse office, shooting cap guns with his brother in the hallways. Now, apparently Inyo County started out smaller in 1866, with boundaries just north of Big Pine and south of Little Lake. The folks in Bishop were Mono County residents, but got tired of braving the trip to the county seat in Bridgeport during winter. Inyo bought what is now the northern portion of the county from Mono County in 1870 for $12,000, paid in installments of $3,000. Griffiths wasn't entirely sure the debt was fully paid, so a big fake check for $12,000 was presented to Mono County representatives. The Southern Triangle, that includes Death Valley to Tecopa, was given to Inyo County in 1872. Now, the 150th birthday celebration ended with remarks from the sitting Inyo County supervisors and a commemorative photograph of all in attendance on the courthouse steps. Then it was on to Independence Legion Hall for a pie and ice cream feast. We thank Deb Murphy for that, and nice party put on by Inyo County. Well, the U.S. Forest Service issued a brief update on the Sky Fire. Now, that started in Swall Meadows on March 21st. Now, that fire is contained and controlled at 1.8 acres. Now, the cause of the fire is under investigation, according to that press release. However, it is a human-caused fire. There was no lightning in the area that day. Now, while the fire did not start on Inyo National Forest land, the area is within the Forest District Protection Area. Now, the press release states As always, the interagency response in the Owens Valley was well coordinated. Forest Service, CAL FIRE, BLM, and the Paradise, Wheeler Crest, and Long Valley Fire Departments responded. Bishop, Big Pine, Lone Pine, and Independence Fire Departments were mobilizing and then canceled once the fire was contained. Well, Mono County's role in the collaborative effort to conserve the bi-state distinct population segment, that's the bi-state DPS of greater sage grouse, was recognized during the Bureau of Land Management and the United States Forest Service joint awards reception. Now, this was held at the 81st North American Wildlife and Natural Resources Conference in Pittsburgh. Mono County was honored with the Conservation Leadership Partner of the Year Award, which recognizes outstanding conservation accomplishments for fish, wildlife, and/or native plants and their habitat on public lands. Now, said Mono County's Wendy Sugamura, and that's her with the plaque at the awards reception, quote, "The BLM has been a fantastic partner, and we have a great story to tell about the bi-state sage grouse conservation. We are but one part of the effort, which besides the BLM also includes the U.S. Forest Service, Natural Resources Conservation Service, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, U.S. Geological Survey, Nevada Department of Wildlife, California Department of Fish and Wildlife, and private ranchers and landowners. We are honored to accept this award in recognition of the good work being done by all of our partners," end quote. And also Steve Nelson, the field manager for the Bishop BLM office, which nominated Mono County for the award, had some interesting things to say. Nelson said, quote, "This is a big deal. Only one award is given a year, and typically it's given to large, well-funded organizations whose sole mission is conservation. For a county to receive it is unusual, and Mono County should be very proud to have received this distinguished award. There's no other county anywhere in the nation that I'm aware of that provides the kind of support and commitment for sage grouse conservation that we experience here in our partnership with Mono County," end quote. And again, that's Steve Nelson from the BLM. Full press release on our website, sierrawave.net. And the full story that was written by Deb Murphy on dust control on the Owens Lake, also on sierrawave.net. Now, in part, that story notes last summer a variance was granted allowing less water to be used to control dust off the Owens Lake. Now, for many of the parties, the rationale was water savings in the fourth year of extreme drought. Now, for the Great Basin Unified Air Pollution Control District, the variance was a test. The end game was a new state implementation plan that will be the subject of a public hearing by the district's board of directors. Now, the district rule, 2016 state implementation plan, and environmental impact report, they're all available on the Great Basin website and also at the offices located at 157 Short Street in Bishop, as well as Inyo County Libraries. And again, you can see that full story by Deb Murphy on our website, sierrawave.net. We'll be back with more news.